What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 292. Today, our guest is Daniel Clayton and Dave Clayton. So, anybody familiar with Dave Clayton around here and, that are listeners of this podcast, if you didn't know, Dave has a twin brother. So, I had a lot of fun trying to figure out who was who during this podcast now. But it was a lot of fun. Shout out to Daniel. He's actually, we did a quick and easy, a shorter podcast last night, and I got it out, trying to get it out before his show tonight, Saturday, October 26th. It's called Return to the Exhibition Part 2, and it's at the CASP Studio C. It will be from 8 to about 11:30, I believe is what he said. There will be 3 bands playing, and I, for the life of me, can't remember which ones, but there will be 3 bands playing it. I'm going to do my best. I'm probably not doing it any justice, but it sounds so much fun. He said he programmed lights and all kinds of lasers and stuff to the music that's being played. He talks about it in the podcast. Listen to it and just come hang out with us. It sounds like a good time. And as we mentioned in the podcast as well, I'm glad people are doing things here in town. And there's a movement, and I believe in it. And I think it's shifting. And I think that the tide is turning. And I believe in this attitude and the attitude in a good way. But I believe in this energy that is forming around this community. I really believe in it. And I think if we can, stay down the right path, I think it's going to be something great. So if you want to be a part of it, obviously we would really need your help, and just come on and ride the wave with us, man. I think it's going to be a blast. We're going to have a good time in these next few years. We're I don't want to be, weird about it, but we are putting in a lot of work and laying in the foundation, I think, of something that'll be bigger than all of us. And I'm excited to be a part of it. I'm glad we can talk to people and, share their passions, and we can share our passions with them and you guys. So thank you. I hope to see you out there. Big shout out to Izzy Money Vintage for sponsoring this episode. I think on Monday he's dropping a really nice Texas Tech collection. I'm super excited for that one. I'm gonna have to go. I got my eye on a few pieces, so I hope you guys don't get it. I'm not gonna say which ones, but he's the man. It's the best shop in town, if you ask me. Lords of Film is doing a collab with Cactus Theater October 30th. That's on Wednesday at 7:20. Get your tickets and come support them. We need to pack that place out. It's a really cool opportunity for these guys. It's a Frankenstein costume contest and all kinds of goodies that will be involved in that. So come support these guys. They have shirts available as well. The Lords of Film West Texas Film Cult. So get you one of those. I believe those are $25. I am doing my Snake Pit Election Night Special November 5th. I'm in the works of getting my own merch for that, so be on the lookout for that as well. Other than that, you can subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/snakepitstudios for $1. Support us over there and help us grow. And an easier and free way to support us is by subscribing to the YouTube channel and hitting that rate and review on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you guys, and I hope you enjoy, and I hope to see you guys out tonight.
Welcome to the Snake Pit.
I feel there is a storm coming. I don't want to fight. I don't want the attention, but I do want to make this podcast something great. If I'm going to tell the truth and get persecuted for it, so fucking be it. It's war. If they came knocking at your door over a tweet, at that point it's war.
That's annoying, dude.
Some people might find that annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fucking start this. I'm
Is it rolling right now?
Talking about.
Yeah, we're good.
It's starting now?
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I don't know how many interactions I've had with you.
Oh, with me?
Yeah, and I did not expect you to sound and look exactly like your brother, who I've been spending a lot of time with the past few months. So it's
A little bit.
we've been chilling.
Sorry.
Connecting.
I am in snack mode big time. So, but I know you from multiple scenes back in the day.
Way back, yeah.
Yeah. Because like you used to go to Gypsy Cab shows, and I've always seen you with Joshua Galvan.
Yes, sir.
And I remember Josh had. I mean, there's been a handful of times where I've even photographed you, like with Josh. There was a show that he had at 5 and J, like way back in the day.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one.
I remember that.
And I was working at this.
Do you have a lighter?
Jen, do you have a lighter?
Really,
I'm so sorry. Yeah, see if you can get it.
that was a great throw. But I was working at Primitive Social, and I photographed Josh's show for our like socials, and you were there, and I got a few snaps of you.
Okay.
So yeah, we've been in the same like kind of like community and orbit for a while, but maybe we've had like 2 or 3 conversations, you know.
Yeah, that was back when I was a full blown drunk. So.
Oh really?
So I was.
You're only. Like
I mean, I
half
remember
one.
seeing you.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't. I'm not. I guess I've slowed down tremendously on the drinking.
Oh,
Hey.
dude, like I gotta slow down.
Yeah, we all need
dude,
to. I think.
we've been going hard since July.
I've been
it
going
seems
hard
like-
since when I saw you 10 years ago.
Oh wow.
It seems like we've been going hard since July and stuff. But we've
Since
had
the Snake
we've
Pit-
had a lot.
Since Snake Pit Live, probably.
Yeah, we've had a lot of things to like celebrate about. So a lot of positive success, you know,
Sure.
in like our little circle of people.
Hey.
You know,
We should
celebrate.
celebrate each other.
And
every
you,
turn.
Celebrate every victory. You know.
at some point, you moved away.
Yes. So, yeah, I was doing art in. I was like one of the first like members of. Actually, no, there was like a cohort of like maybe 2 or 3 different like groups of 806 Collective. Back in the day when Adam and Amanda were running it, and I think maybe Adam started it. Adam Musso. And
It was Vicky. It was Vicky B.
oh really, Vicky
Yeah,
B
she's
started.
the one that she's the one that got approval from the approval from like the CASP board, because you know before that point, before you know the collective existed, you couldn't have multiple people co-leasing the spaces of the studios.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and they were kind of set up as these like. It was just strictly supposed to be a work studio. That's what it was. And if the original stuff, it just had one single artist in every single space.
Yeah.
And it was just like such a.
How long ago was this?
This was like probably. So the collective has been like going on for about like 5, almost 6
2015.
years. 20.
And y'all both been a part of it?
2015.
No, so
Well, I haven't.
I know the
okay.
history of that space,
Tell me
Studio
about it.
C,
Yeah.
Tell
for
me
a
about it.
while. So like this guy Julio, he has this little art thing where he did, and he was the first tenant at Studio C, and I was working for him as like a graphic designer. And so I was in that. He was the first person to rent one out. And so I actually photographed the opening of like Studio C, and did a bunch of photos of Chad like cutting the ribbon of like the work studios and everything. And then he kind of left, and I think 806 Collective went in there, and then I actually applied and I didn't get in. And at the time I was like working as like a freelance. I had a podcast.
You had a
yeah.
podcast that long ago?
It was like Jokes So Funny is
Yeah,
what it's
Jokes So
called.
Funny kind of blew up too.
Yeah, it was back in 2018 is
Oh,
when
shit,
it started. 2018 to 2020 is when we did it. And
Oh, shit, that's when we started too.
yeah. And so I was doing a lot of different stuff, but you know, I didn't make it into 806 Collective at that time. They rejected me. But then
Bastards.
yeah, I know.
Dude,
And
it was tough.
I was not saucy about it at all. That's
Ah,
absolutely
shit,
true.
I would have fucking.
I accepted it graciously, and you know,
Well, if you're anything like Dave, I can see that.
Yeah.
not like that. But so yeah, but I did apply and I got in, and beginning of 2020, and I do these like interactive art and stuff like that. So I was doing at the time. I was doing some projects with Lubbock Symphony Orchestra and Scott Ferris, doing interactive audio generative visuals, and it's called Sound. There was like 6 of them, and well, actually, there was like 7 of them. Scott has done a couple, I think, without me, but. And I love working with Scott Ferris. He's like such a great guy and great mentor and friend, and one of the few people that I know that you can just take any kind of idea or technical issue to, and he would know. Like, so it's like, oh, hey, I have this problem in Illustrator. He's like, boom, boom, boom. It's like, oh, I have this problem in Premiere. And he's like, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, oh, I'm having this problem with this projector, and he's like, boom, boom, boom. It's like, okay,
What a useful skill.
I know, like he's just like so like smart, but anyways, so yeah, like I got in, and then it was like pandemic, boom, like it happened, and I was hanging out a lot with Peter Keltz, and so my experience with 806 was like, January, February. We were doing shows like First Friday, March, we had the First Friday, and then nothing. And, Peter and I were hanging out at the studio quite a bit, doing our own thing, because that was the only space that we had. So yeah, like my tenure at 806 was really just doing like some live production, because live production was a big thing. I did this thing called 480 Music. And you can see all that stuff on my Instagram at 480 Productions. Yeah, so like I moved to San Francisco in 2021, January 2021. And I'm giving y'all guys the history straight from like 2012 to now, right? Okay, so so in San Francisco, I did a couple installations with this production studio called Digital Ambience, and so I did a installation for a hotel under Digital Ambience, like a storefront, for it's called Citizen M. It's like a international chain, and so I got to work with a really cool like agency based out of Amsterdam and London, and coordinate all that and build all that. And then they did another installation with this AI company called Numerai. It's like crypto and stuff. So did that.
Well, so what was your reason for moving to San Francisco?
My spouse, she got a job out there. She's Dr. Saba Nafis, my spouse.
Shout out her.
Yeah. There is actually a documentary about us called
Shout out to Shaba. Shout out to Saba.
Shaba. No,
shout out to Shaba.
So
it's a shout out to Saba. I'm so sorry.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Big shout out. Now,
shout out her.
Yeah. So if y'all guys want to know everything about my relationship with my spouse, there's a documentary that was made by PBS called Dream With Me, and it follows the first 2 years of our marriage.
On PBS?
It's on PBS.
Oh, shit. Nice.
You can
It
look
sure
it up.
was. It was on PBS.
24 frames. Or no, the guys that did 24 frames and Between Earth and Sky and stuff like that, they put it together.
Shout out to Jonathan Seaborn.
Yeah, I'm Paul Hunton and Daniel Ballard.
Yeah.
Paul Hunton?
Man. Yeah.
Like
Paul's
him.
a homie.
Shout out to
I love
him.
that guy.
Yeah. So, I Saba got a job out there, and so I moved out there, and I was doing some freelance like live production podcast type stuff, kind of like what you're doing, man.
Okay.
And also remote editing, but also so I did a couple installations with this organization called Digital Ambience, and then more recently, a year or so ago, I did an installation with this artist Adrian Burrell at the Minnesota Street Project, which is like a kind of like a they have a relationship with SF MoMA, so it was pretty cool, and a lot of cool people saw it. So yeah, like I worked as a technical photographer at this aerospace company called Maxar. Got to see some top secret stuff that was, honestly, like I am not knowledgeable about
aliens.
I'm not knowledgeable about any of it because it just looks like boards of, computer boards to me, but there's some cool tech out there that the U.S. government does. And
They had you taking pictures of it?
yes,
For what?
for engineering purposes.
Oh, okay.
So like they, the way these machines are, they're like, it's like putting a Rolex watch into space.
Nice.
This device is so like, perfectly engineered, and it has a very specific thing that it does up there. And the environment is so extreme that anything that goes wrong the whole machine could just break, So even something as simple as like, this like, CPU board or whatever, I don't even know what they're called, but it's like etched and it's off by like a millimeter. That could cause a failure for the machine, and it costs millions of dollars to put them up. There's a lot of insurance involved.
So how did you get this job? Is it tough to get that?
No, actually, it was just some random gig I got on LinkedIn,
Oh,
and I
shit.
applied, and I had like the baseline security clearance, and
You don't have to get into specifics, but did you see some crazy shit that you're not allowed to talk about?
There are things I'm not allowed to talk about, but
fuck.
like I worked on the Tempo project, which is a satellite that's up there right now. One of the largest. This satellite called Jupiter 3, which is the largest commercial satellite that's ever been built. It's going to provide 5G to basically the whole United States.
About goddamn time.
So, there's a bunch of cool stuff. There's things that like the government, what's really cool when I worked there is that like I got to do this archive project. And so they have these medium format, because I used to be the way of like how they documented things, right? And so they, someone doing my job back in the 50s at the beginning of the space race, they were taking photos of spacecraft that they were building and putting up into space. And so I was a part of this archive program where we're pulling stuff from the warehouse, and I got to look at these like images from the very, very beginning.
That's cool.
Of the space race, like of them building satellites, and got to see a bunch of the history. And there's things out there that like the government's been doing that, we are just not aware of. And
that was in the 50s?
It's in the 50s. So.
Damn.
But there's also some very weird photos where like there was like a secretary like sitting on a desk, and she had like a birthday cake in her hands. It's like there is some weird stuff.
Humans have been the same forever.
Yeah, I know. But it's like times have changed. Women in the workplace are respected more, I think.
Get them out of there. No, get out.
Hey, we need our
I wanted to see what
homegirls,
she was gonna
But
say.
Maxar was not a part of this. I just want to make that
That's a good
clear.
way to like do it.
So it was an archive.
Sorry, folks. Jokes.
a
It's a Friday night. We've been
Yeah.
having a few beers.
Yeah.
You don't drink, do you?
No. I'm chilling.
No, he's chilling.
Yeah, so you're doing this at the government. You working for the government.
So I worked there for about a year, and now I'm at this company called Intrax, and I work for their global media team, and they do really cool stuff with J1 visa type programs. So like exchange student, work travel, just anything that like. There are other visas outside of like the tourist visa. So if people
like
want
a work visa and all that shit.
So if people want to come here and work here for a little while, maybe not live here for, long term, there's programs out there where you can apply and find a job and have someone sponsor you. And so like the company I work for sponsors a lot of people for those types of jobs. And I create content that elevates the idea of like cultural exchange. So like, having people from Europe and Germany or anywhere in the globe, like live in your home. And that's something that I like, my relationship's interracial. My spouse is from Pakistan, and, world cultures is a big part of my life. So
Have you been there?
Pakistan, yeah, it's great.
Is it nice?
You know, when I say nice, like, you know, you're going to evaluate that space.
Which is like an ancient part of, you know, the world.
So, like, it's not like America. It is very, like, they're struggling to, like, find their feet. But what I really enjoyed is, like, there's so many kids there just playing and laughing and being, you know, just enjoying life despite anything. And the people there were very kind and nice to me, and the food is incredible. The infrastructure there needs some help. The government there is just corrupt, you know, and so the only way you can get through life is through like bribes, and that's just the culture there.
Is her parents? Do they live there?
No, they live in in Fort Worth, and
okay,
yeah. But I mean, you know, my spouse immigrated here when she was 13, and so my mother-in-law, like, her English is okay, and my father-in-law, his English is pretty much is perfect. But
what language do they speak?
Urdu. So, yeah.
Do you know that?
I speak a little bit. Yeah.
How do you say hello?
Oh, well, salam alaikum, you know, that's how you say hello.
I did not know that's what that meant.
Yeah. No, salam alaikum is
you know, I told my friend I was going to start this podcast off by saying, mashallah, brother.
All right, thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Mashallah.
Bismillah. Yeah, I am Muslim. That's a big part of my identity since I married my spouse, you know, like getting married. It's just different culture, you know. Pakistan, they have.
I'm interested in it.
Yeah, you know, like
I've never really had there's not a lot of Muslims there, obviously.
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about the faith.
There's a mosque here.
I just learned this.
Yeah.
This year, actually.
I mean,
I learned about it this year, mainly.
The thing that I really enjoy about it is that when I'm in that space, I'm just with my brothers, and I see such a wide range of people from around the globe. Like when I think
a lot of people want that, right?
Yeah, and you know, we're all doing the same things, you know, like and you know, there's a lot of things about the faith that, like, me being raised in this like Christian Western world, you know, I'm like, oh man, maybe the women and the men should be together, and you know, maybe this, maybe that. But I love the Quran. It's a beautiful poem, and I respect a lot of what Muhammad, peace be upon him, was able to accomplish in his life. That, you know, the thing about his story is that he was just a regular guy for a long time, and you know, he grew up. He was an orphan. He had a rough life. And he was a hard worker, and he would go on these caravans, and you know, if it wasn't for his spouse was much older than him. She really, you know, saw what kind of like worker he was and everything, and she kind of looked after him. And
is he from? Not from. Have you done the Mecca journey?
Oh, the Hajj.
Is that what it's called?
No, I have not done that. And it's kind of interesting because, and you know, there's other people out there who are more knowledgeable than I am. I am not like the most learned or even the best like Muslim out there, you know. But so, you know, the Saudi family, they are like a different like sect of Islam.
Oh, okay.
And they control Mecca. So there's some kind of ish there, you know.
Just like Christianity.
Yeah, there's some problems, you know, but and it's a really intense kind of undertaking. So I'm not ready, like as a Muslim, to do it, but one day I probably will. And I know people have done it.
Is your faith the reason why you don't drink?
Yeah, okay. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like devout Muslims don't drink, and I don't know. I've always wanted to talk to somebody of the faith.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've been, where are you saying you're working at right now?
Right now I'm working at this place called Intracts, and I just finished a documentary, a feature-length documentary with them. It's called Marshall Goes West, and I'm working with Paul Hunton on it.
That's the homie right there.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
He really is.
Shout out to Paul.
So I was able to convince my boss and my boss's boss to hire Paul to help me with this documentary, and and he graciously approved. And so yeah, there's and John, another homie, we've already shot him out. And
John was a collective member at one point in time.
Yeah,
too.
he was too. But yeah, John, like he said, hey, when you get into a good spot, send it my way. I'll check it out and I'll see what we can do with it. And he's over in Little Rock, PBS out there.
Is Paul safe? Is he safe right now from what the hurricane came over there?
Oh no, I have no idea.
I
he was in
did
Ohio, right?
talk to him.
He's good.
Yeah, he said he's good, but there's a lot of like recovery efforts and stuff, and a lot of his energy is focused on that. But yeah. So Marshall Goes West is a documentary about these group of exchange students. They're from Marshall, Arkansas, which is like a 2-stop town in Arkansas, and they go on this Route 66 road trip to California. And so you have them telling the story about being a host parent because it's volunteer, and anybody that like is interested in hosting an exchange student, I'd say like go for it, because I've heard so many amazing stories of just like the one thing that is amazing is when you talk to these host parents and they're like, they're my kids. Like, okay, that's something very human that a lot of us don't understand, is that like when you take someone into your home for a year, they literally become your family. And so it's like the bond that the host parents and the exchange students have years later is really amazing. And it just really speaks to the fact that, as people, like, we're a lot friendlier and kind and accepting and open than what we, like, have been led to believe, So
Than what the media wants you to believe.
dude, it's in our nature to make like a big family. That's really what it is. And I love that. And I wouldn't have learned that if it wasn't for my job. So that's, and also like the different, every home I've been into, whenever I go abroad, like they're like, hey man, come on in, they try to take care of me, keep me fed, everything. So, I think that, there's too much stranger danger in America. And I'm kind of like, hold on, let's chill out for a sec.
I get it.
Okay, like everybody owns a lawnmower. We only need one lawnmower per, like, 1 or 2 lawnmowers per neighborhood. You know what I mean?
If people were nice.
Yeah, if people were nice and chill, we just have everybody just take care of it, and something fucks up with it, like hey.
Everybody drives in a vehicle that has like almost 6 seats in it, but it's only one person.
Tell me about that.
Driving in there.
Yeah, so
having multiple vehicles.
Living in San Francisco, you get to experience California traffic, and I will say that you will be in the middle of fucking nowhere, and it'll be the middle of the fucking night, and somehow you will be in a traffic jam.
For real?
Yeah, you're just like, how is this happening?
I went to San Francisco a long time ago.
Yeah.
Tell me about it now. What's it like over there? I don't want to. You live there. The media has told me another thing. So what's it like?
I put a chip in my mouth. This is my ASMR. This is my ASMR
for all those
section.
weirdos out that want to listen to that bullshit.
Oh my gosh.
I do not condone this but the guest gets to do what he wants, so go ahead and chew that shit.
Daniel,
Fucking hurry up and chew it. I hate that shit. Go ahead.
God.
So San Francisco ain't that bad.
It's expensive as shit, though.
No, it definitely is. It's not even. It's getting more expensive. That's the craziest thing. And
everything's getting more expensive.
Yeah,
true.
But it's like it's weird when you. It's when you make 6 figures, and you can't like afford to like move to a different place. You know what I mean? Like I can't afford in like where I'm at right now. Like if our landlord said, "Hey, yo, like I'm moving in, or you get over here, or we're not renewing the lease," we'd have to move out of the city.
At 6 figures.
Yeah, at 6 figures.
Damn.
So
you
it's
live
like
comfortably as fuck over here.
Oh well,
with
yeah,
that.
exactly, right.
Okay.
You know, like there's spaces out here where
You could own property here.
I could
Yeah.
run for mayor. You know,
Yeah.
like with the politics out here, like unfortunately.
Let's not go down that road, brother.
Oh man, it's been a mess.
But so yeah, it is expensive. The opportunities are there. If you work hard and you're like good at what you do, then I just like would encourage people to move out there
I feel
and
like
give
that's
it
the
a
case
try.
for a lot of if you're good at what you do and you work hard, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the cost of living,
What's gas?
gas, it's like $5 a gallon.
Son of a bitch.
And I fill up my tank and I'm like, $60-$70.
That's how much I spend a
Jesus.
month.
Yeah.
Same. Me too. I only have
And-
to fill up twice
Same.
a month. Yeah.
I spend about like $100 a month on public transit.
But that's what, you can do that over there, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah. I would say it works.
There we go.
I don't know about nice, but
It works.
yeah.
Very pretty.
Yes. San Francisco's beautiful. It's not as scary as people say it
I was
is.
just about to ask that.
It's not as scary.
Well, dude, we're the fucking eighth most dangerous city in the fucking country.
Right now.
Lubbock is.
Yeah. Lubbock's
I
very
think eighth or
dangerous.
sixth. I think it's eighth.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
People
it's
are
not-
wilding out.
It's like
It's
that bad.
a
I
statistic,
guess
out of
statistically speaking.
100,000, we just so happen to have.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a couple years
More
ago
people.
where it's like the fucking like this dude just got like shot on the porch and it was like the daughter of
you saw
some
that?
judge.
Yeah, that was bad.
And she fucking like
Yeah.
she got off on that.
It
like
was,
she didn't get like held accountable. She
the
set up
judge's husband came to get
Dude, they moved
like,
too. They bounced real quick.
the judge knew the guy, like he was coming to get his kids, and it was a mom and her husband, and he was coming to get his kids, and the dad shot that dude.
I remember seeing that
And
video.
he got off, whatever.
like it was nothing.
And then so the kids had to live with the man that shot their fucking father. Like
Well, of
weird shit
course.
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, it was everybody was entangled in it. It was weird because they knew the judge was involved in this somehow.
Yeah.
It's wild. I mean, and again, I don't want to believe what the media is telling me, and I've heard
No.
that San Francisco is fucking horrible.
San Francisco is not horrible. It's great. The weather's great. You always kind of wear a jacket. The people there are, what's interesting being in Lubbock, right? You get this kind of like, there's, kind of like microaggressions and weird stuff, right? Where like they won't, like certain people won't work with you if they think that you're, being like in an interracial relationship, that like I was like, treated differently like when I was here. So, but surprisingly, like in San Francisco, like there's still like, liberals act like that in a different way, it's the same vibe, but different flavor. So it's like, I would say, when it comes, and a lot of like the San Francisco is horrible narrative is created by like this political energy. That's,
But the vibe that's there fits you.
oh,
You
I
fucking love it.
There's no way
Yeah.
I would like, I'm trying to live there, like I've been there for about 4 years now and, working and changing jobs.
How much
and-
are homes going for over there?
Oh
Is
man,
it impossible?
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
like for like a single family home, it's like 2 million.
Oh shit!
That's like man, like for me to get a house like at the standard of living that I was used to, like in Lubbock, yeah, it would be like a $7,000-$8,000 a month mortgage, which is like, who the fuck can pay that?
Damn.
But what's wild is that there are it's a large population of, they call it DINK, dual income, no kids, and they probably have a fucking dog, and they're both like,
yeah, there's a big dog problem there.
yeah.
Everybody has a damn dog.
There's a dog problem here.
There's too
Yeah,
many
oh,
people in
dude.
San Francisco and a
Everybody's
dog. I
got
just
a damn
want y'all
dog.
guys to let, like Harvey Milk, like fucking came to prominence because of this dog problem, which shows you it's always been an issue. But no, what was I saying?
Dink.
Dual income, no kids, right? So you got two software developers. They both work in tech. Both are making $250 to $400K a year. They don't have kids. They just got like pure cash. What do you think's happening? They're buying places. They're doing, like making moves. So if you, like, there's like thousands of those kind of people out there, especially in the Bay Area. And
That's Silicon Valley, right?
yeah, probably like maybe 100,000 of them, so maybe not 100,000, but there's a large enough population of people like that where, it affects the economy, and it affects people who are kind of like trying to make their way up, especially artists like myself, or like, working class people that, there's somebody's got to flip the burger, What happens to them is that they end up.
Me, I'm flipping.
Yeah,
The
do they
Yeah.
go to live in Vacaville?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Freaking,
I knew somebody that lived in this one.
Yeah, they
Throw
live.
that
They
out
live
there.
they live in East Bay, and they take BART over to work in the city, or they live in Bayview, where I live, which is this neighborhood of San Francisco, and they like sublet a room, and they put like 5 people to a room or something, Which I don't do that. I have my own place, like a single family home, and a beautiful garden and a wonderful spot. But I still live in the hood of San Francisco. So
I'm the opposite. Hey, I'm ride or die for Texas.
You don't live in the hood.
No,
thought
I
you were
do.
gonna
I
say-
do live in the
no,
hood.
Dave lives in the hood.
It's
Off of
you're pushing it. No, I don't. Sorry, I'll
Hey,
I'll
hey,
bleep
no,
that.
don't. Yeah,
I'll bleep that.
no, you're good.
Docs,
It's okay.
let's dox Dave.
It's
No,
I'll
it's
bleep
not.
it. It's pushing it, and
It is pushing it.
it's you getting there.
Yeah.
So, Dave, how did you come to meet Daniel?
Hey,
Who was born first?
I was
Daniel was. Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, we
I'm
sound
telling you, it's
very
fucking
similar.
weird.
Yeah, we used to mess with our sister. Like, we have a sister and stuff, and she would call.
She's married to the Mexican.
Yeah,
Okay, shout out her.
yeah. Shout out to Brandon. Freaking love you, bud. Anyways, shout out to my sweet niece Rosalie. Love you, girl.
second.
Yeah. Anyways, freaking, what was I talking about? We were
I
talking
have
about my.
no idea what we were talking about.
Yeah, y'all guys lost it when you said.
You said that you-
So-
you were
so
gonna
we
say
used
you
to-
lived in the hood.
When my sister would sometimes call and want to talk, whatever, and me and my brother are together.
Oh, yeah.
We used to like we did it probably until like literally our late 20s, whatever. We would mess with our sister and just pass the phone
yeah,
over to her, make conversation, keep it going, and then just like give each other an update afterwards. I'm like, okay, what does she want to talk about?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you like
She
you
never
liked-
knew.
You
She
like
never knew.
something on my Facebook page, so I was looking at your profile with the beard.
Yeah.
I would not know who I'm talking to right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
him with the beard. I would
Me right here.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
This is actually new for me. Usually I'm clean
Pretty
shaven.
clean shaven guy.
Yeah, actually, I will say Dave had, he was ahead of me in the hair situation by like 5 or 10 years. And then
I had a rougher life.
he definitely had a little bit rougher. And then now I'm to the buzz stage. So it's like Dave is my Charizard.
I was gonna try to figure out a work away if you had hair.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
asking you if you had hair.
Oh, Jesus.
You can
Let's
do
see.
this.
Oh, look at that.
See, look.
Point, take your hat off.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wait,
It's
so-
like you can see the
so-
glare of the, like I'm looking in the camera right now.
You can look at the glare.
You can see the
This is-
how the light
this
it
is-
just like white
this is
out
odd.
right there. Just boop.
as a podcast host and hello buzz, this is odd.
No, it's hilarious.
You were born first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Dave is my Charizard. I'm slowly evolving into him.
Okay, there you go.
He takes care. Luckily, Saba, makes sure that he's healthy and makes sure that my brother's exercising and stuff. I don't have a Saba, so I just
You got to be your own, bro.
no, I'm a lazy slob, just living here, having a good time. I just like
a
my
good time
beer,
over
I
here,
like my
dude.
weed.
We're having a good
fuck.
time in Lubbock.
Yeah, Lubbock's a great time.
Things are growing over here.
Yeah, Lubbock's
I think
getting,
the attitude
getting
is
pretty
changing
good.
here.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so.
I think so.
Well, people like her and just more people that are like sick of that old attitude that Lubbock was, I think it's changing for the better. I believe so. And
The old attitude of like,
like,
They ain't
like,
shit
just
here.
like,
I don't know.
there ain't shit here, or if somebody's doing better than you, you're like, fuck them.
Fuck them.
You know
whatever,
what I mean?
You know.
I think that's changing. I think everybody like we're all trying to grow. We understand it now. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, it's like it's really important to have people in your corner if you're trying to grow. You know, you need like supportive soil. You know, you
Yeah,
need
that's a
fertile soil, and you know, like there needs to be a discord. So it doesn't even necessarily have to be somebody that's. It doesn't have to be somebody that you like. You know, it just has to be. It's like, okay, they have similar goals as I do. They want to improve the community. They want to improve the culture, the art culture, and they want to be able to say, like, you know, no, I'm glad that person's doing well. They're not doing well at my table, but you know, I can see that they're eating. I can see that they're doing good.
Well,
I think that's changing.
Yeah, I think that's
In,
changing.
in
a
that
lot.
mood.
I think, you know, having participated in a handful of different like art things in the Bay Area, you know, one thing that Lubbock is painfully not aware of is how unique and special like this art community is. One, and then two, like how difficult it is just logistically and to get access to spaces like CASP and Luca and in larger cities. I mean, the facilities are there, but there's, you know, like these spaces are occupied by privileged people. And, you know, that's why like I love coming to CASP and putting on shows and doing art stuff.
Yeah, like
and
shout out to
Chad.
Chad.
And-
You know, like, man, like that guy, he looks after us. He makes sure that, you know, we're doing the right thing, and
I want to get him on here.
that,
Yeah.
you know, you totally should. He's a great guy to talk
I want
to.
to talk to him.
Yeah, and he just always has great advice, and it's just really easy to go to him and say, hey, I want to do a laser show at CASP. And he's it was literally like it was a 3-sentence text message being like, hey, my brother's coming into town, we're doing a laser show. And he was like, okay, cool.
I want to
Yeah.
talk about the
And
show.
that's all he
Yeah,
said about it.
So let's take a break because I have to piss like a motherfucker.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about your show.
All right, great.
Come out. So this episode might be out in like 2-3 weeks because I'm so fucking behind. Your show's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, my show's. Oh, sorry, we're on.
Yeah, we're on. But we'll make a post about it tonight
Not bad.
just to tell everybody to come. But I'm like fucking 10 episodes behind. But
No, that's what I was trying to explain to Daniel. It's just like,
Yeah.
you know, because we do.
It's good press. It's good press.
It's good press, right? Freaking.
I'm glad you came on though. Thank you.
No,
No.
dude, of course. Like, I love your show, and you know, I always see like posts about it, and it's like it's cool that you guys have like a cute community. You know,
Cute
like
community, man. What
I
the
love
fuck?
how cute,
Cute.
it is.
That's
Like
like-
the
It ain't
fucking,
cute.
like,
There's a
the
cute community.
fools,
in
the
that.
fools, ghouls thing.
Oh,
I
give me
fucking
a
love
break, bro.
that. Like
Fools and ghouls. Yes, sir.
fools and ghouls. Sorry about
All
that.
right, well,
I fucking love
well,
that.
because you
The
come.
fact that y'all guys can get people out to do that. And
It's
So,
cute.
look,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you
dude,
something.
Fuck you.
I'm gonna
bro.
try to- I'm
Like,
gonna-
fuck that.
is it beautiful?
I'm gonna try to keep a man of my word.
God.
And so today is October 25th. And because I'm so fucking excited that Rogan just dropped his Donald Trump interview,
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you what. I have to do a podcast in the morning, and I'm gonna try my hardest to get this episode out before your show tomorrow.
No way.
So we can get people to
wow.
the show.
Awesome.
We
Thank
should
you
have,
so
much.
We should have led with the
So-
show.
So before we
Yeah,
start
we
talking
got
about
your
what the
life
show,
story.
so before we start talking about the
Yeah,
show,
cut
I
a
want
lot of
to
that.
let
Long-winded.
the people know something. So I'm so fucking behind on a lot of my episodes. I'm so sorry. If this one's gonna come out tomorrow, I'll put it out tomorrow. I promise you this because it's gonna be short anyways. The next ones that I put out, I'll have an eyebrow piercing, which is no longer here. Just so you know, I lost my eyebrow piercing. That's why
Roy is
the
supposed to-
episodes after this, I'll have an eyebrow piercing, and then I won't. I lost mine. Just letting you guys know.
We were supposed to get a piercing together.
Yeah, I'm
lore.
sorry.
God damn it.
So I'm fucking ecstatic about the news.
Yeah.
Your show.
I'm excited
Tell us
about
about
that.
the show.
Okay,
man.
so for all the people who have made it all the way to this point to hear about the show,
They will.
They are my core audience, and I love you. I'm only going to speak about things that hit your core demographic, so stay tuned. No, my show, Return to the Exhibition, or Return to Exhibition. It's about the creating a space for multimodal expression. So audio and visual together. It's an of course, like inclusivity, and it's a diverse space. Like everybody's welcome there.
I'm not a fan of that word.
It's whatever.
Well, it's his words.
But
Let's
these are
hear
my
it.
words.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, I don't care how you feel about it.
Come on, let's hear what you think.
Like, okay, so but my interest has always been in different ways that I can like represent the movement of sound, and so I use this program called Touch Designer, and this has been
It's free, by the way.
it is free.
Yeah. If it's
and-
under 2K, like visualization, like under 2K, it's free. But then you have to pay for.
Well,
Sorry.
okay, yeah. It's like if you are making like 720 HD visuals.
Okay.
then-
So,
anyways,
so you're speaking to the core demographic, like you said.
yeah, my show's tomorrow. We got
What is your showing? What's going to happen at your show?
what's going to happen is there's a laser that I have mapped to projections that I've programmed to react to whatever the audience, the musicians play. So it's like a VJ.
It's not even
thing.
like pre-recorded, so whatever they do.
No,
now-
nothing's
he
pre-recorded.
made the sets. Like he built out from scratch the visuals. So it's
Yeah.
like in a reductive way, it's like, Windows XP, like Windows music visuals, Windows what was it? It's
Windows
not-
Media Player.
Windows Media Player, classic visuals on that. So it's similar to that, but instead of, it's you build out these visual it's an experience. It's an audio visual experience for sure.
Yeah, so I have like multiple projections, and it's mapped
Lasers.
to the space, and I have a laser mapped to the projector. So like there's this like 3-dimensional kind of like interaction where you have like the image being generated by the sound, you have the laser beams, and then smoke, and to the lay person, they're coming. It's gonna be a fucking great time. To the artist community that this is all stuff that is live VJ'd and created using Touch Designer and generative, basically creative coding. Basically, is
and
what
you're
it's
going to have
called.
different bands?
Aura Gaze, which is an ambient artist. Brandon Blair is his name.
He's a cool cat.
The second
I like
group,
him a lot.
Velvet Grove, young band, but they have kind of like a cult following here in Lubbock. And
What
They
did you
had
call it?
their-
The cute community?
Yeah,
no, I
dude,
said
that-
a cute
hey,
community. I was saying like what you got
that
going
was real
on.
smart.
That
Hey,
wasn't
no,
smart.
no, you're
that
good.
was
No,
like
you're
me
good.
I just had to
saying,
throw that
like,
out there,
everybody
my bad.
loves each other.
Hey,
here.
it ain't, dude, how
said you have-
much we like bust our ass? It ain't cute at all, bro.
Hey, okay, so who else do you have? So you have Velvet Grove.
Yeah, and then Corey Ames, he's gonna close out the night, and then the next day at 4 a.m. I'm flying home.
I didn't know. I didn't know what you were doing, and now that you say it like this, it sounds very exciting.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
it's
that's
supposed to be. It sounds like
we're
a very
doing
cool.
like
That's one of
a
those things where-
demo after this.
Yeah, we're going to go
at
check
the
that out.
studio.
after
Yeah,
this.
just kind of like
Yeah.
for the people that are like in our clique to kind of have a good idea what's going on.
Sounds very exciting.
It's hard to describe, but like we did it. The first one that we did with Wade Drake, and this was kind of like an idea. This was something kind of like a daydream that something that you've been wanting to do for a long time, and then
Well, really, the
it came from
the core idea
Yeah.
was created by Scott Ferris in his like sound series with the symphony, where I did this, where
Okay.
I create generative visuals with the symphony, and that was like a really well received, concert series. It was always like sold out. But my idea has always been able to take it down to the street level where it's like you can set up, have a band, be in either like a studio like 806 or
Snake Pit Studios.
Yeah, or in like, someone's garage or someone's house show and still get this like immersive experience of like projection visuals and art.
And that actually sounds really fun.
Yeah. So I'm excited about it. I'm psyched that Dave was willing to like offer his space to me and all the artists at 806 who have been
It wasn't like a hard, it wasn't like I had to think much about it because I mean the last time the show was incredible. It's like
last time I think Dave maybe enjoyed too many mushrooms.
I know. I was
not to out him like that.
I had a good time and
sounds like a good place to do it though.
Yeah,
I mean it wasn't a bad place.
Hey,
to do it.
flashing lights tomorrow, very strange visuals. People might see some things that challenge them. If you're gonna go down that route, you're in a safe.
I'm just gonna let you speak your words, brother. I don't even know what that means.
Don't.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
Super. Well, okay. Like we've. I don't know what you.
It's gonna challenge me because
the laser's pretty intense.
I'm
Like with the lasers
on?
synced up to the visuals from what I've seen this afternoon. I was like, with the fog machine up and everything, I was pretty blown away just by like what we were playing on the Bluetooth speaker. I was like, wow, this is going to be something different.
It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
What are the hours from?
8 until I'm hoping 11:30. You
got to get out of here.
Yeah, dude. And that's, I mean, honestly, like if anyone's watching this, it's kind of like why.
8 till what time?
Till 11:30.
11:30.
That's when I'm hoping to kick everybody out. And that's why I had like Sun Tiger clothes. I know Corey really well. I would say really well. Like we've worked together actually a handful of times before. And so I'm just like an old guy. I know I can go to Corey and be like, hey, cut it, and we'll end the show. If I have Velvet Grove like in the night, we're gonna go till 2 a.m. I'll want to go till 2 a.m. and and fucking keep jamming. And the thing is, like, I can't do an all-nighter. I'm 35. I will die.
He's not built like me.
I am not built like that no more.
Hey, that's not what I do. I rally for the troops.
That's right.
Amen, brother.
I stick it out. I stick it out with the boys.
No, that's really cool that you're doing that, though.
Yeah, Dave
and you're doing it here.
Yeah, I know.
That's really cool.
I mean, honestly, like, this kind of stuff is pretty common in San Francisco. So, I just love bringing... What?
Sorry, we're
but you're in Lubbock.
Yeah, but you're in Lubbock.
It's not common here.
I know. No, that's what I'm saying. Is that like why
he doesn't remember the Alamo.
No,
damn it! We got to get you back over here.
No. Well, what I'm trying
George
to say
Bush
is,
rebukes you.
I'm sorry.
That's why spaces like
George W.
806 Collective and CASP and Luca and Lubbock, the arts community here is very special because like I can come here and bring parts of the tech culture to
I hope you do it more.
And,
I really do.
Yeah, I hope to do it too more.
Yeah, me too.
I think that's a good point.
I like Lubbock culture because we know we basically bust our ass to have a good time, and we get very little in return, but it's literally the culture, It's just
no, exactly. That's the idea. Is that it's like if you're sitting around and you're like, why is there nothing to do? Well, you're not doing anything.
Yeah, there's always something to do here. I don't know what people fucking talking about.
There's people out there. Get some people together. Do something crazy. Have a good time. Like, it's a very. I mean, it's a flat world. Pretty much. Like the things that you can do, we got access to the same tech, like in anywhere in the globe. Oh well, anywhere in the Western world, that we do here in Lubbock. So, there's really no excuse to like actually get out there and try. There's resources, there's spaces like available, and I think people need to be more willing to work with each other, and that's kind of like what you're really good at is creating community. But there always needs to be somebody out there that's like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to make a bunch of money off of this, but I like doing it, and that's what it's all about.
There you go, man.
And a whole ecosystem built
Yeah,
off that.
we started like working together. Like it's been almost a year, right?
About a year.
About a year.
About a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
A little over a year.
solid. It's my solid homie right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
God bless.
Freaking Roy. Love you, buddy.
Mashallah. Love you too.
Yeah.
Mashallah.
Freaking Roy and Bradley, who's not here because he's
Fucking
at
Bradley's being a
Jake's.
slut.
Yeah, he's hanging out with the honeys.
Again, what's the show called?
The show is called Return the Exhibition. We got Aura Gaze, Velvet Grove, Sun Tiger, visuals by 480p, which is me, at 806 Collective, which is Dave.
Well,
So,
like I said,
Dave
if
and friends.
If
It's
Rogies
not
and
just
Young
me.
Jamie can put out Donald Trump's episode today, I'll put out this episode tomorrow,
Wow.
right before probably about 5 o'clock. So anybody
There we
listening,
go.
come out. We'll promote it.
I
hope to see
appreciate you,
people
man.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guys, thanks for being here. I guess
thanks
I'll
for
see you
having
guys
us.
in a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll see you in a sec.
All right, man. Anything else?
That's it.
Where can they follow you? 480 Production.
You know, I do
At-
want to say something like, Velvet
hold
Grove.
on,
Go
Dave,
ahead.
hold on. Where can they follow you?
Okay. I do want to say something. The gays. No, I'm kidding.
No, hey,
Shout out to them.
Hey, shout out to
Love.
all the love.
480 Productions. That's where they can follow you.
Hey, actually, I'm sorry. I said that. Follow me at 480 Productions.
There you go.
Thank you.
Dave, you got something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, sorry, Velvet Grove, for not having y'all guys close out the show. The collective has a soft spot for Velvet Grove because they had their first show in our studio, one of their very first shows in our studio, and they tore down the house. Like it was,
Yeah, I was there.
incredible. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my gosh, I just remember them playing Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
I was just, God, it's so beautiful.
It's going to get wild tomorrow.
It's amazing.
It's gonna get
they're
wild.
one of my favorite younger bands, like new people that have been coming out.
Yeah. And I think the world of them.
There you go. Well, we'll see you guys. God bless.
Yeah, God bless.
God bless,
Velvet Grove.